you're tuning in now or you get to this after the live is already over, I greatly appreciate you tuning in to watch this. Please make sure to hit that like button so that we can help expand this content and also reach the people within the community that want to see this live that might not have got the notification but end up seeing it because YouTube puts it through the algorithm when the live is over and yada, yada, yada. So we do have, in my opinion, a lot to talk about today. We've got XRP still set up in an explosive position. Whether that move comes within the descending triangle or not, that is what we're going to talk about a lot today. We're going to look at Algo, and in fact, I want to, and I don't want to give out anybody's information or anything, so I'm just going to go to the chart, and, whoops. I definitely don't want it to stay like that. All right. So I'll go to these after. But this was sent in. Well, once we get back. But the Great Falling sent me this from the community. So we'll go over this when we go into HBAR and also Algo. I'll go into. Hopefully he'll be in here tonight. I'm hoping for it. Taki, welcome in. John, Matt Holden, good evening. Hi, all dinosaurs. Yes, yes. So, but we're going to go over that. We're going to look at the handle formation that's formed on Algo. We'll take a look at HBAR. It had a 10% move, retraced about 50% of the way, and then came up just a little bit here before the daily close, back up to about 7.86% on the day. So these are all ones we own. If you've been paying attention for any length of time, we went through and bought these on FOMO Fridays and Winning Wednesdays. So I do thank everybody for tuning in. I know it's a stressful time to be in crypto. I know it's not the most ideal time when you see the numbers going down and it feels like there's never a day when you're getting positivity. I can assure you, though, these are the times when you've got to pay attention, and these are the times where you've got to avoid the noise, and you've got to put your honest foot forward, and you've got to come to an honest realization with yourself and with the market and be like, okay, I understand what's going on here. We've seen this before. We've seen this before. So if you're just looking at it from an all-time perspective, just looking at it from there without any more detail, you can see we've done this before. And we can see we're in a descending structure from the resistance standpoint, more ascending on the support when you come to the back end of it. But, you know, it's pretty interesting how this is going to play out. So I'm just glad everybody who's decided to come in will be here. I'll timestamp this. I just wanted to give a quick overview of what's going on and what we're going to cover tonight. And then before I leave this evening, it all depends on the discussion we have and how active it is. That's how long I decide to stay. I'll go over the news if it's warranted at the end. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Mario, and remember, we don't play the victim here. We play the winner because you can't play the victim. If you play the victim, you're looking to make excuses. You're looking to blame somebody else. You know, 9 times out of 10, because there are those rare cases, but almost every time it's our own fault. So we've got to own it. So we don't play the victim. We play the winner, and winners own it. Because then you learn from your mistakes, and then you can't be had twice. So, and then if you're had twice, it makes it that much harder the third time, and so on down the line. As long as you can be open and honest and acknowledge your mistake, or acknowledge the fact that maybe you didn't understand something at as minute of a level as we should have, or like for me, maybe I didn't present it, or I didn't catch something within a pattern quick enough. That's something I've gotten better at the last 3 years since being on YouTube, being able to, you know, snipe it. One thing I'm guilty of, though, is if I happen to go into a leverage position for one reason or another, which I happen to be right now, and as some of you know if you've been following, I tend to stray away from that asset. I won't talk about it. I won't look at it because for some reason I find it like, I don't know, I don't want to force my opinion on something I'm in at a leverage position because I already know what my parameters are. I'll keep a look at it to make sure that it's in certain levels, but I don't want to obstruct what I'm seeing just because I have finances behind it. I know it sounds silly, but when I'm in a regular accumulation position, a spot trade, that doesn't happen because I'm trying to find the levels below if in fact it goes below where I think is a good buy. It's so different. So let me timestamp this very quickly. Good evening. 6:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, February 6th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. I cannot believe it's February 6th already. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Marvin, welcome in. So XRP, as we can see, 13 minutes before the daily close. Have I been doing a much better job getting on lately? Either right before the daily close, we end this, or right, on it, or right after the close. But we've been able to get a lot of information out right before the close is ended. So it makes it a little bit easier for transparency. So let's get into this. XRP at 0.5057. Tanya, I seen you in here as well, love. Don't worry, we'll get into HBAR. I wouldn't have started without you. That's the only reason I didn't start off with it, because I told you I would not. You know me, I'm not going to start it until I see you in here. So XRP looks like a little W reversal here. The question is, though, if it comes up, is this pivot point going to continue to beat us down? Or is this now the time when we can at least come to the top of the descending triangle? XRP is, make no mistake about it, XRP is setting up for a volatile swing. And I don't know when it's going to come. We could have an explosive move back to the top of the rising channel. And yeah, some are like, oh, well, it's when I say explosive, I mean breaking through formation and then putting us up against it very quickly. So you could have a quick 30% pump. But the catalyst here is to get out of this descending triangle. And there's two layers XRP must get past, and that's the 53.4 cents. And then ultimately, as we continue on, it's about a 9.9% move from where we're at. It's about 56 cents, 56.2. So that's going to have to go. Going to have to go, period. I am going to save this so that I can do this very quickly so that I don't have to, go into this any more than I have to. So I got Algo, and I'll get this. And I'll explain this after if he gets on here. Whoops. All right. So, anyhow, so XRP would have to get up, even to break up here. Let's say we could get past the 534. That's about a 10% move up to the top here of this descending triangle. So I think the shorts right now are in kind of a bind. If you're in a leverage short right now, I don't want to say be careful, but be careful. You've got a few things working against you right now. One, it's major that you've had 3 hits on the support structure and it's holding right now, and that you've only had 2 hits on the resistance side. Even if this was bearish, typically you would expect it to come up here, get that 3rd hit of resistance, confirm the short-term descending triangle, and then expect it to come down if that's the case. It's going to be very hard for this just to break down here, just with the structure set up. Yes, it can come down here, the rising channel support. But right now it looks like we've tried to hold here, and it really does look like we're attempting to break to the top side. Yes, like Matthew says, please hit that like button, everybody. Or he's just saying he likes the show. But thank you for the $10 donation. That means so much to me. It's so incredibly generous. And honestly, it means more than you know. I don't even want to say why, but it means more than you know. So thank you so much for that. It means a lot. But Matthew, like, honestly, I appreciate that generosity. But with XRP, with this W reversal, it's not just that we're starting a little bit of an upward motion here that I say, oh, well, it has a chance to come up to these areas. It's because we haven't got that 3rd rejection. It almost seems like a waste of time to have held this support and not come all the way back up to the top of this little formation. It's not like it started 10 years ago. This formation started, what is this? And that was Matthew's first super chat. So how awesome is that? Tanya, thanks for tuning in and has the I told you so emoji badge. So that's over 1 year in Tom's Army. Thank you so much for continuing to pay it forward and support my cause. So without all of you and your generosity, I could not do this, honestly. I couldn't. That would be impossible. XRP Rich, ABT is a gem. Don't miss out. I don't know much about it. Marcus, welcome in. Thank you so much for being in Tom's Army in month one. That's the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Oh, it's true. It's damn true, folks, that my face is superimposed on there. Guess what, everybody? Oh, you know what? I wasn't going to say guess what about this, but guess what? Miss Vicky is here. Miss Vicky, you know what's so weird? I actually thought about you earlier, and I was thinking, like, how I haven't seen you in a while, but then I was thinking about how you work. Usually when I'm on at these, at these weird times, or it's just a weird time. I don't know. It's later and stuff. So I'm glad to see you in here. Miss Vicky's been in Tom's Army still. It's about 6 months now with the XRP predictor. I appreciate that with that emoji badge. JW's been in for over a year, closing in probably on 2 years now with the I told you so badge. Oh, I get it, Miss Vicky. I knew it. It was the sleep. I'm glad that you're here, though. I'm glad that you're here. It's been an interesting few weeks, hasn't it, or few months with the crypto market. Oh, I love when you're here too. You bring such a good energy. Louville, welcome in. Over 1 year in Tom, well over a year, I feel like, in Tom's Army with the I told you so badge. And that's a name I love seeing in here as well. A lot of names in here I love seeing. Crypto's in here as well. Crypto, oh man, I missed one. The 2-month badge with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. I missed the name. Hopefully it'll pop back up here. So yeah, that's XRP. So the reason why I feel like it's got a chance still, we have not got that third rejection. I understand I'm making a big deal about this, but if we're confirming a pattern breakdown from the descending triangle, and we're like, okay, well, Tom, we're going to use that to figure out the next support, not just the rising channel, but to get to the next level. Well, technically, you would want to get the confirmation of this pattern, so it'd probably bounce up, and then you'd probably come somewhere over here, maybe a little bit further. But we can go from here if we want, or if we break through. But if we're saying that gets us down around that rising channel. I mean, the all-time uptrend from 2020. So, it's like if you're going to use that perspective, you would have to do something and try to figure out this formation because you're trying to get a technical target. So if we're saying we're technically breaking out of a descending triangle, well, we have to confirm it's a descending triangle first, is all I'm saying. Could we have cut ourselves into a smaller form? So, yeah, of course we have, and that's what we have to break out of to get to the next layer, and it's pretty simple. XRP's got a 2-tier breakout system here from where we're at. We're already in Tier 1. Well, actually, we're trying to get from Tier 1 to Tier 2 area. So this is the Tier 1 breakout, or Level 1 breakout. So I'm going to start going back to my old terminology, because I just think it's easier. Make sure to hit that like button. There's already 76 people here. I did not even realize it. Only 36 likes, so I think we can do a lot better than that. I'm actually a bit insulted by that. Not in a bad way, though. In a good way. A motivating way. A way that says, you know what? Sometimes you got to tell them to hit the like button. It's not because they don't like you. It's because you didn't say it, dummy. Nope, not dummy. You didn't say it, genius. No, maybe that's a little bit over the top, too. You didn't say it and enlighten the audience that they need to hit that like button so that they can help push the content through the audience and through the algorithm. I got one of the nicest comments I've gotten in a long time. And it was on TikTok, ironically, where I don't really read the comments, but I seen it when it was on the top. It popped up on my phone as it was scrolling across. And it said, or the girl sent me, actually, I think it was a private message now that I think about it. She sent me a message and said, I've been watching you for a couple months, and you're the XRP influencer that I didn't know you needed, but everybody does. And I thought that was so cool the way she said it. She said, I'm the XRP influencer, basically, that the XRP audience that entrust themselves into influencers, they basically need me to guide them because you guys know why. I love that she said that, though. It made me actually smile when I woke up this morning when I read it. Because it makes sense, like it does. But XRP, this pesky, right, the pesky reversal candle is trying to show up here in the 2-hourly. So we'll see in 4 minutes how we show up on the close. We're still below 508, a big level. So the fact we're above 494 but below 508 leaves a lot to be desired. You're left in no man's land. The only thing that's good is you're above 494, so the descending triangle is still at play for the explosive move. Now, we're going to get into some that I talked about before. And And HBAR, yes, I'm in a long position on HBAR, but that is not my swing or my futures trade. And no, it's not Casper because it just wasn't ready where I wanted it yet. I wish it was HBAR, but anybody who's in HBAR on FOMO Fridays and winning Wednesdays, and if you're looking to leverage trade, I'm going to make it a little easier for everybody who always asks me the question. Just look in the video description below. Look at the couple different places I have where I trade, and that you can leverage trade anywhere that I share. Just you have to use caution, and I don't talk about it often. Maybe in the lives because more people talk about it, but just don't be. You just got to play it a certain way. Look at this W reversal on HBAR. So what we're going to look at real quickly, and I don't know, he's not in here, but I'll wait for the great. Well, we'll still discuss with the great falling side, and maybe he'll see this at another time. So this is the one he sent for HBAR. So HBAR, he was showing the cup and handle. I think it's a fantastic job. And now you see we're trying to break out of the handle formation. Well, break out of the handle. So basically, he's got it coming up to about 16.3 if it does a successful breakout. First here, retest. And that would be like a double top. If it fails, it would get you to about 10 cents. 10 cents. So this is his, but he was trying to, the reason why I'm sharing this is because he left a nice message. I'm not going to read it word for word. I'm sure some of you seen some of it when I was trying to pull this up. But we were having a back and forth discussion yesterday. He took the time out to explain himself a little bit further. So yeah. So watching this, we talked about the cup and handle. So this gives you a nice clear perspective here. And this isn't going to happen overnight. Don't think this is just going to happen tomorrow. But over the next month or two, in the next couple months, if this plays out properly, you could be looking at a substantial move here. And remember, we were buying HBAR anywhere from 4.5 to 5.2 on FOMO Fridays and winning Wednesdays. We managed to get over 10,000 tokens doing this together over a series of months. So that's HBAR. And then we're in this little rising channel. Bye, Scarlett. Bye, Michaela. Our weekend this weekend, right?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, so I will see you Thursday still at least. Okay. I'll see you both Thursday. Wait a minute, Scarlett, I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Yep. For your recorder concert. Yep. I know I'm excited for her, too. All right, bye, Scar.
And then I have my recorder. I'm practicing.
I know you've been practicing hard. All right, love. See you later. Bye. Bye. Okay, yeah, they're going back to their dads. Those are Julie's kids. But I've been with them since Scarlett was 1, and now she's 10, and Michaela was 7, and now she's going to be 17 in like a week. Yep, the time flies, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we have to continue to preach and do our thing each and every day. So this rising channel, though, that we're in, we are in this cup and handle as the great falling showed. You can very clearly see it. The only thing that I've kept on here is just the basic formation for the channel that we're in. But if we look at this logically, and we've talked about it. I don't have it highlighted, but I wanted to use his. But you can see it very clearly. You're talking about this bullish handle, even down to the bottom of that rising channel. Like, we know how important it was to get out of this section and then to hold this, then to have this move up. We could have an impulse move, very nice. And that 10 cents, it makes a lot of sense because that would be the double top if it does happen. And the cup and handle if it fails. And then it would do one of those. But if it's successful, you're talking about, and it swings out, that's a big move up there. So just be wary that right now, and we'll get into Bitcoin, a lot does depend on Bitcoin, but at the same time, if you're asking me why HBAR ran, there's only a few that I say it like this. There's HBAR, Dogecoin, Algo, IOTA. Oh, which is the other one? There's one more. It'll come back to me in a minute. Matic and ADA a lot of times. And you can forget the last two if you don't want to include them. But they usually do. These ones usually run with Ethereum. So if I had to bet, Ethereum's probably up 3-4% today, even though Bitcoin's not. That's just what usually ends up happening here. Now, it could be topping out here for HBAR in the short term, which is not a surprise. It had better than a 10% move. But it's important. It went above the 200-day here and the 3-hourly again. So, but yeah, so that's HBAR. Ethereum. What did we do yesterday? So Ethereum. Oh, that's the 3-hourly. Let me get the daily. Yeah, so I mean, it's moved up the last couple days. Well, at least from yesterday. We came down from roughly... That's January 24th. That's the 4-hourly. I'm just curious where this started. So I can kind of get a base. Yeah, so from about yesterday to where we ended up moving up, and I'm just not talking about the whole little rally back up. I'm just talking about from here. So yeah, you had about a 4 to 5% move out of Ethereum. So that sounds right. And Algo, we'll get into that next. Algo's at 1624. That's the one I'm in for transparency. I'm obviously in it for a spot position as well, as we did that on FOMO Friday and Winning Wednesdays. It took us quite a while to do it from 50 to 75 bucks a week, but we did get to 7,800 and some change tokens. So I was happy about that. Not quite 10,000, but we did get very, very close enough to where I'm very happy with what I own. But yeah, so Algo, let me do my due diligence as well with my friend who did put in this work. So this was for Algo. And you see how it's very, 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 very similar to HBAR. Again, this is the cup and handle, and you can see the flag that formed on the handle. These are bullish handles on the cup. Whenever I talk about the bullish handle on the cup, and you can see this descending triangle technical or descending formation that formed the triangle tip basically. So you can say whatever you want with it. But I love when the audience sends me stuff, especially ones I trust. So it's been a while since somebody did, but this is incredible when people send me this level of detail as well. Trading with J-Rod, welcome in. Thanks for being in the Tom's Army for over a year. Wait a minute. 2 years, I think. I'll have to see that one more time. I always forget. I just got to get a glass of water. My throat's a little dry. But with the 589 badge, Stanley, thank you so much with the for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the 589 badge. That's the 0.589 cents on the moon, not $589 at the end of 23, but 58.9 cents. Yeah, Michael, right? Yeah, he sure is. Hold on, let me just grab my water, and then we're going to get back to this. Then we got to get back into XRP. Please make sure to hit that like button. 89 of you fine human beings are watching, but only 54 likes. If it's something with my content, great. But if you think I'm doing a good job and you appreciate it, please hit that like button. I tell you, you can send a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army, but honestly, if you're going to do all of that, that's up to you. I'm not going to beg. I mean, on the other hand, I am going to beg for the like because I desperately need it through the analytics. Call who? Yeah, you said I call him now. What are you going to wait for, 9? Or do you want to call him now? I don't know. I don't know what time you want to wait for, my love. Yeah, I would call him now, probably. Get it over with. Go relax in the bedroom. Okay. Oh, okay. JW says, Home Alone, man. Now, who's testing the limits here now, JW? So, yeah, so this is the formation that was shown in the Great Falling. When you see him in here, whether it's today or another day, just let him know how thankful you are for all of this. Honestly, he did a tremendous job. Rockin' XRP, pinky up on the cup. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. And thank you for being in Tom's Army. You got the XRP Meteor as well. I love it. Thank you for being dedicated in Tom's Army for several months here, going on close to 6 months now. It's always an honor to see so many of you, or even one of you, to be in Tom's Army for any length of time. So Algo's at 1622. I suppose for transparency purposes, I should just say I bought it at 1580. So there, I didn't get it where I wanted it. So no, I'm not pleased. Well, I'm not unpleased. But I was watching it when it came down here to 1558, and I swore that I could get it on the way back up before it pushed up at that wick. I didn't see it when it happened. So then I just had to start riding it, and I didn't beg it. It was at 1575, and I got it part of this wick. And now it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And no, it's not like, it's not because I'm like, it can't go down more. It's more of the, I want to see this longevity of this pattern play out. And I do see this beautiful, beautiful formation formed as shown before. And it's a beautiful pattern. We looked at it from the short scale, but we've also highlighted this cup and handle like HBAR many times, or the cup at least. Now the handle you can clearly show it, but if you're just looking at it even from here, I mean, look at this. That's exactly what you're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. We've even retested the lower support. So it's like at some point here, when are we going to tell ourselves maybe that we had a little bit of a bear flag scenario here with some of these cryptos? Not all of them, but some of them. I mean, that's pretty clear as day if you ask me. And for anybody who doesn't know, if we just go in here real quickly, we'll go into the cup and handle formation so that you can just see the indictment of that formation showing up. Cup and handle with the bullish, well, so you see the cup and handle pattern right here. This is probably a great way to show it just right here. So the cup and handle pattern technical analysis, how to identify advantages and disadvantages. And I like to say this is a teaching YouTube here. I don't charge for the content. I literally do what I do on the generosity of each and every one of you. So everyone in here that you see that emoji badge to, give them an extra little attention every time you see them, because they literally help me fund what I do here. And it's pretty special to see all of the emoji badges in the chat right now, and it's heartwarming, to be honest with everybody. CJ2 Pilot, welcome in, my brother. The XRP Meteor, which means he's at 5 or 6 months in Tom's Army already as well. I believe that was, it might be month 5. I can never remember where the Meteor and Predictor were, which one comes first or the other. But so, the cup and handle pattern technical analysis, how to identify advantages and disadvantages. And you're going to want to understand things when you see them in the pattern. This isn't putting an indicator on. You can't put an indicator on that just says, hey, that you're on a... This is seeing a pattern form. So when I say don't play the victim, oh, well, Tom, I missed out on that cup and handle. You should have showed me sooner. Somebody else should have showed me, or I never learned it. You want to play the winner, so you're going to say, well, I didn't see it this time, but what will help me recognize it next time? This will. This will. Right? This will. So you've got the original bullish trend. Well, we don't have a bullish trend because we came in bearish. Did we not? So this is coming in from a this is going from it from a continuation standpoint. We did not come in it bullishly though. We came into this cup and handle more of a bearish perspective because it was coming downward. So the cup and handle is technical chart pattern which acts as a bullish signal, and it features a structure that is similar to a U form having a small downward drift. The cup and handle forms during a small time frame or take weeks. The cup and handle pattern are identified with the help of 2 fundamental components. The cup and handle, the asset price declines gradually with a rounded bottom to form the cup component of the pattern, which is then followed by a fast rise that reaches a high close to the asset's price before the drop starts. The asset price strengthens for a brief while before breaking out in an upward direction to form the handle portion of the pattern. The pattern has been used in technical analysis for decades, or for neons. So you can see the cup and handle forming. So the formation of the cup, And you can see the little downtrending channel that was formed on that handle. So if we look at it right now, you see the exact same structure form. You've got the rounding of the formation. You've got this formed. Now it's just a matter of, do we bounce out of it and win? So if this is a bullish continuation, as we know now, we could say, where was that bullish momentum? And I lied, because you actually did have a bullish uptrend after. So, ready? I know we're on a downtrend, but, well, it's not that I lied. It's just I was going back too far. Because we technically did. We had an uptrend here. Cup and handle forms. Bullish hand, or the cup forms. Bullish handle looks like it's in. Now it should continue on. These are bullish continuations on here. Again, we did have a drop, but the handle wasn't formed on the drop. The handle was formed on the V-shaped recovery. Forms the hand, or the cup. This is very important, ladies and gentlemen. Very important if you're a fan of Algo. There's a reason why where I circled it was the only structure I was buying it in before it broke back out of that little falling channel that it was in forever. Because I knew once it got back above 10 cents, it was just going to go crazy. We're doing phenomenal on, this is one we're doing great on Algo. But I'm telling everybody right now, do we see this with Algo? And please hit that like button. If you're in here, please hit that like button. 67 likes, 92 people watching. I don't know what else I have to do to earn your like. I don't. If you'd like to send a YouTube super chat and not send a like, you can. Or join Tom's Army. Awesome. But really need that like. It will allow us to expand this great community. And I would love to see more people. And not that we don't have a lot. We've already expanded over 20,000 subscribers now here in the new year. We got over 20,000 just, about a week ago? So, but I'm telling you, this is something to be excited about. Not just that, we did have the upward momentum. God, if we just go even farther back, this is so beautiful. Comes down. You see the clear V-shaped recovery. You see the clear cup. You see the clear handle form. And now it looks like the reversal's on. You've got plenty of room in the daily. I mean, if I didn't know any better, let's continue reading this. So, you have the original bullish trend where we see the come up. We have it. You see the cup that's formed on the subsequent pullback. We have it. You see the candlestick rounded bottom. We have it. You see the subsequent rise. We have it. We see the upper resistance line. We have both. That's where our cup was formed on support from the start, and then the resistance on the pullback up, or the resistance from the drop, and then obviously the return. And now we see the handle. Downward sloping. All we're waiting now for is the breakout. I mean, look at this. Look what I even drew out for us so that we could see it in a hand, or the formation of more like a channel. Remember? I only put this short part in so that we could see, hey, some people would do this, but I was saying I think it's more like a channel setup, and you can see it better if you're not in this exact setup. But I think that's what's happening. I really, there's so many things going at the same time, but you can see what's happening. I can see what's happening. It's exactly what's going on here. We've got this exact thing we've been talking about, exactly what we're reading through on the notes. So, and the same thing can be said for HBAR, right? Remember what we just said about it. We've already diagnosed this as well. We've talked about it. It has the exact same thing, and I know I'm not... Here. I'm going to use my friend who sent this, because I'm going to use his. He did a freaking phenomenal job. So here's HBAR. The Great Falling, by the way. You'll see him in chat. He did a great job with this. Look at that handle that was formed now in the cup. You had the upward trajectory back here, right before the handle breaks out, where I circled this. So you have that breakout right there. Or I mean that push out on a bullish trajectory for the hand, or the cup to form. And then the handle is now, looks to be, I mean, I'm telling everybody, these are two setups that are explosive. Explosive. When they move. And it's not that XRP is not in the same thing. I'm just working through these to get to what I'm trying to get to with XRP. So let's continue. This is Algo. You see exactly what I'm seeing. We both see it. We all see it, ladies and gentlemen. Cup and handles that come in from a bullish standpoint after a drop or even on a rise and then a return. These are super, super identifiable patterns and something that is great teaching. I'm telling you, I don't think there's anywhere else you're going to go for free that you're going to get this kind of information with this kind of understanding. I will take my time and break this down for each and every one of you. Just hit that subscribe button. There's a reason why 20,000 people have joined this community. I can't take the pressure. I'm getting my investment advice from Alex Cobb. Whew. I mean, good for you, but I'm not going to speak poorly of anybody, but I mean, God bless you. Stanley! I know. Man, oh man. So let's finish with this. What does the cup and handle and technical analysis mean? I know that's what everybody wants. The cup and handle pattern. No, oh, should you listen to Alex Cobb? I thought you said you. No. Sorry, no. The guy doesn't know how to read a chart. He does do a good job with like the news and stuff, but he can't read the chart. And that's not me saying it. He proved it in the 2021 bull market when he cost his entire audience, what, 80, 90%? Oops. But anyhow, great job though putting out the news and the good stuff. Just not the charts. So no, you shouldn't take financial advice from me. What am I saying? Hell no, you shouldn't take it from him or me. No. You don't take your advice from anybody that's on social media. You can look at it to bounce off of what you know or to build your own understanding, but you got to find the right people. So, anyhow, the cup and handle advice the cup and handle pattern is a technical analysis charting pattern that, like the one guy said, run, guys, and you should run.
I haven't heard their name in a while.
You know, if you catch my drift. Particularly in the stock trading, it is a bullish pattern that indicates a potential trend reversal or continuation of an upward trend. So again, the cup and handle pattern. We've seen this on Algo and HBAR. I'm identifying it very clearly to everybody. You can see this. It's so obvious. Not just that, it was breaking out of long-term formations. So I think we're getting somewhere. So anyhow, let's continue on before everybody leaves. So we can see it, the cup and handle. Now we're waiting for the breakout. So now the cup and handle pattern gets its name from a distinct shape, a rounded bottom. And I know some people will leave, but this is so important. Like if you want to understand technical analysis, you got to understand these patterns when they form. You just have to understand them. Smaller handle formation, the cup resembles a U shape as price curve into the trough. The handle then forms a slight downward drift. When prices break out above the handle's resistance, the pattern is considered complete, signaling a potential bull run. This breakout point acts as the buy trigger for technicians. While William O'Neill popularized the cup and handle in his writings, its origins remain uncertain. Traders were observing and utilizing the pattern long before O'Neill advocated its use. Yada, yada, yada. How to identify a cup and handle pattern? The cup and handle pattern are identified with the help of two fundamental components. The cup and handle. The handle is formed after the price of security declines before a similar increase in price. We've got all of that as well, ladies and gentlemen. The increase in price should be rounded and gradual, forming a U-shaped curve, and should not have any sharp V-shaped corners. The ideal cup shape has a smooth and even curvature, and with the price reaching a high near the level where the decline began, the depth of the cup should be between 10 to 30% of the total pattern height. The handle of the form is formed after the formation of both ends of the cup. The price of security suddenly drops after a flag-like structure after forming the right side of the high of the cup, the right of the handle for this pattern. You guys know this part of it. So But yeah, so I'm not going to go through 700 years of stuff, but I wanted you to at least have a basic understanding of the cup and handle. The point is we're on a cup and handle formation, and that's as much as I can go through with Algo and HBAR so that everybody can understand what kind of formations they're in. So yeah, unless that handle is busted, these are going to be some very serious returns here. And honestly, you've got some room here now. It basically for HBAR, it's that 200-day in the daily. You hold that 6.6 level. That handle is looking very nice. In fact, you really want to start rallying off of these points now because it's starting to show some upward trajectory. For Algo, it is at 16.2 cents. For Algo, again, the way that they're set up, you really want to start seeing these now uptick. You want to start seeing this uptick. You almost want to see this act as a bull flag now. And I know it sounds crazy, but you almost want to see this short-term drop now, right here with the wick pull-up, act like a little bull flag here. Because then at least that gets you up here to contend with that area. That's what you want to see. Whenever I see this, I almost think they're putting it into to us and trying to secretly tell us that's what's happening. Yeah, Tom, we had a nice deep drop, but didn't you see the pull up on the wick that could technically be turned into a little bull flag? So even if we're bearish, maybe we have to come up here. And it's like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe. So let's keep our eyes open. Bitcoin, 43,000. It managed to close over 43,000. That's interesting. It's interesting. Right now, the funniest thing with Bitcoin is, am I not looking at potentially... And it's so weird to look at it like this. And I know we're in a massive cup and handle. I mean, there's no doubt about it to me. We've just spoke of this in the other patterns. Which one would be easier to show this? We already know how that got up there, but I kind of want to leave it. Let me see something. You know what? I'm going to get a new Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin... And there's the reason why we talked about the cup and handle, and I showed you two distinct instances before we even got to this. Because I think Bitcoin, and say what you want about Bitcoin, again, guys, and it's so crazy that we're here where we're at, but we are. We get the right time frame here to make this look right. So, and you guys can tell me. You can all tell me what you think. I'm not here to trick anybody. But we have a logical discussion here because we can argue with Bitcoin much like we've already seen. Even if you look at the weekly. What's going on here? I mean, is this not a cup and hand, at least a cup that's formed? So we had the drop, pull back, rounding for a cup. Now is this the handle right here that's forming? Like, is that what's going on here? Because if that is, and Bitcoin holds some kind of consolidation, even if Bitcoin doesn't come through a straight consolidation and it goes like this, and then this is the handle that's formed now. Like, what if that's what happened on this big drop? And now it's going to swing out. Like, if that happens, it's not complete until Bitcoin not to the top. But I'm telling you, there's something to be said here for what's going on. A pot and handle. Yeah, I mean, call it what you will. Call it what you will. I'm just saying there's a certain rounding of the bottom with Bitcoin. It's there. So we'll see. And you can even see, if it holds that, it almost looks like, and I'm going to get off this chart. I didn't want to mess my chart up because I have two of them that I really like how they are. Okay. But the point is, if these hold properly, these will be bullish continuations out of here. And we can see it. It might not even continue like out of this formation. But what if it does get you all the way back up to 49,000? Or what if it does get you, if you look at the other chart where it's actually still using the bull flag integrity, this looks like it wants to swing. It almost makes me like, holy crap, how this actually formed. Because with how bearish it was looking, Look what ended up actually happening if we actually look at it. It's pretty incredible. You start, I guess, from here. You can go. And now you've got this. It's actually easier on the other one because I've got this stuff right here. No. I guess it's either way, but you see how it dropped and then the V recovered and now it's kind of putting this little, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's the same as what we're seeing in the other areas. So if that breaks up, it's going to make it very, 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 very interesting. So I keep saying when everything looks like it should go down, when everybody's telling you it should go down, when the biases go down, when all the assets are junk now, when crypto should not be bought, when everybody is telling us that it's not a good idea, we should look a little deeper into it. And I think that's what's happening right now. I really do. You know, we're getting into a moment. Now, as we know, it will be invalidated with XRP if this descending triangle breaks, because then we'll have to come down to 44 cents. And then it pretty much invalidates everything we're seeing here. Now, if you look at XRP from a grand scale, some would argue that we're in a cup and handle, or that we had some kind of cup forming. But you would have to take this, and you would have to, I mean, you would be stretching it a little bit. I'm not saying that because I see what they're saying, but I also could say I see a failed handle, and that's why we had to come down so far. Or we poured out a little bit, and that's why we came down so far. So I'm not saying that's what's going on, because I think we're working on something different with XRP. So I think it's easier to keep it within these formations. We know what XRP is forming. And right now we've got to get past the level 1 breakout. We've got to get past 52. It's about 521, 52 cents. But we'll just say 52 cents. You got to get above that just to contend with 534. But 534 is the major pivot point. So that's your major pivot point. So I'm not keeping that. But you have to get above that to contend with the resistance in this descending triangle. And then you can work your way up. From a daily perspective, XRP is doing great. If it holds the support here in the relative strength index, if the price action holds the actual trend line, which it looks like it is right now, it's on a V-shaped recovery and putting in this flag or this handle. I mean, it's exactly what we're talking about. It looks like it's getting ready for something bigger. So my mind may be fried, but not for a good reason. That was a lot of stuff to cover in such a short amount of time. Pay attention to what I said about Algo. I'm not leaving yet. I just want to get into the new segment of XRP. So thank you all so much. Joshua, thank you for the $1.99. He said, God bless you, T-Speaker. Thank you so much for that. Miss Vicky said no one like our Tom. I approve that message and statement.
Nobody likes Tom?
Nobody's like our Tom.
Oh.
Not nobody likes our Tom.
That would make sense. Sorry.
Yep.
I love my Tom.
So let's see. Well, let's see. Kyle Kupiak, welcome in. Cape Cod, Kyle, not from Florida, from Massachusetts. As I got that wrong one time, I think. Actually, more than once, probably. Ripple must share financial statements requested by SEC court rules. Hey, I wanted to share this after my live. You know what? You fine people are here. I'll read this to you, but just know that I'm going to release this. I didn't know this was going to show. I'm going to release this after, not in the next, probably around 10:30. So I'll read it to you guys because you're in here. Joshua, thank you so much for the $1.99 donation again, times 2. So that's $4 total. What a guy. Paying it forward, there's no greater feeling than seeing somebody pay it forward. Aside from seeing you guys show up each and every day. You know what? I'm not going to read this right now. Ripple must share financial statement requested by SEC court rules. Look for a further update on that because I don't think a lot of people are going to watch this live all the way through. I'll read that later on tonight through my tablet when everybody's in bed, when Julie's sleeping, so that there's some content out tonight. But I do want to read this because I don't want to read both because I don't want to make too much stuff. But I think this XRP price prediction, XRP eyes upswing if this signal is true. So just because we're talking about the possibility of the upswing now, we've seen a lot of negative articles. We've seen a lot of negative stories, negative news pieces. Nothing negative about what I have behind me because it's just beautiful mountains and snow. You know, I think it's a beautiful experience. So, crypto analysis, Ali Martinez, bullish forecast hints at potential gains for XRP investors. So this is part of the TD sequential indicator. So I want to get familiar. The TD sequential indicator operates on the principle of sequential counting, analyzing price action to identifying potential trend reversals or continuations. In essence, it assesses the sequence, and if you want to see this is on U.Today. Sequence of consecutive candlesticks to determine market exhaustion or potential trend shifts, thereby offering insights into potential buy or sell opportunities. The TD sequential indicator is signaling a buy on the XRP weekly chart, suggesting that XRP is poised for an upswing lasting 1 to 4 weeks. Ooh, a 1 to 4 week outbreak would be fantastic. Despite the optimism surrounding the TD sequential indicator's recent signal, caution remains paramount in navigating the volatile landscape of cryptocurrency. The inherent unpredictability and rapid fluctuations characteristics of market demand a discerning approach urging investors to exercise prudence and not solely rely on indicators. The great falling away, welcome in, and everybody knows the great falling away. Everybody knows that they should all be thanking you because you are a vital part of this update as I shared, some of the charts, and I was hoping you would see it, but I shared your HBAR one, and I also shared your Algo one as well. Algo. So we went through these, and I think it's fantastic. Fantastic. We'll go back to that right at the very end here as well. But the great falling, thank you so much for all of that. Tanya May, thank you for your hard work. Tom sends $10 donation. You're welcome, love. I greatly appreciate that. It means a lot to me when you guys send me those moments of paying it forward with those messages. It just means a lot, honestly. Sean Crothers, welcome in, my main man from Maine. And you guys don't have to leave just because I say we're getting to the end. I know.
It's so sad.
Yep. Let's see. Tom, what is your favorite prop bet for the Super Bowl? Honestly, I haven't looked at a single one. I'll be honest. I am not excited about the Super Bowl. I'm not one that, I don't know. The NFL soured me a long time ago, but I'll look through it. Mainly what I'm going to do is probably just a parlay. I probably won't even do a prop. They got a risk-free parlay bet. I'll probably take advantage of that and only throw like 25 or 50 bucks towards the Super Bowl. I'm not even joking. I don't really want to get into it. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the NFL. Although college is turning into it, but as you can see, I'm proudly sporting I got like so much different championship stuff. I've been wearing hoodies and right now I have a t-shirt on. You guys have seen all of it. I know you're not a fan, Tom, but would you look at long? Hey, I'll do anything for you trading with J-Ride. Thank you for the $10 donation. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. And you've been part of Tom's Army for so long, you're closing in on 3 years. So, real quickly here, because I got to get rolling with this because, we've been here a while. I got to get back to Julie and stuff, but I want to get through this. I can see Prosperity. Welcome in, my friend. I'm glad to see you in here as well. Ramen Speed, why don't they call it the Super Plate, not Bowl? Yeah, it's a good point. Team Swift, yep. Yeah. Presently, the XRP price stands at 50 cents per token, marking a decline of over 3% subsequent to breaching a critical support level. While Martinez's indication sparks hope for a resurgence, market participants should await confirmation through tangible price action. And we've seen my analysis, so just understand what this means, that this indicator is saying in the weekly that it's on the verge of a multi-week possible breakout from 1 to 4 weeks. and it's desperately needed. It really is. So Lunk, we understand Lunk. I've covered it here in the past. I used to cover it when it was Luna, when I told everybody to get rid of it right before that collapse. I actually pulled all that together with the UT. Is there anybody in here who can even validate what I'm saying? Because I don't want to act like I'm just saying something I didn't do. But there was a time a couple years ago, early 23 or late 22, when I said with the UT that was a way for Luna. It was the Terra. The UT was the Terra. It was like their Terra stable coin. It was their stable dollar. So you could buy it in UT or put your money in UT instead of having it in the US dollar. And I was saying that was an artificial way to cook the books, and it came out to be a whole big scheme. And I told everybody, get out of Luna and don't even look twice, because that was about to unfold, and it sure did. And it did exactly like I said. And it scared me when it played out like that, because I'm like, I'm seeing it at such a minute level. It scares me sometimes, because that means if that corruption's true, a lot of the other stuff I speak of, and it ended up happening with Binance, and it ended up happening with Coinbase and all these, it's just crazy. Sean remembers, see? And trading with J-Rod remembered. It was like the next day. It did too. It literally was 100%. That was the crazy part. It was that very next day that happened. And I'm like, because I remember I said there's no way I could have predicted it to happen in 24 hours. But I'm like, it just didn't make sense, because I remember getting articles and we started talking about it on the live. It was crazy. So Lonk is basically the baby that was born out of the failed Luna. So basically, if you go into bankruptcy, you file for bankruptcy if you can't afford your stuff. And then basically, if you're a business, I would go for TSJ Incorporated or XRP Future Millionaire to XRP Future Millionaire 1, XRP Future Millionaire 2, and so on. That's basically what Luna did. They went from Luna to Lunk. The people in Luna lost their money. But hey, the people from Luna just changed it to Lunk, and now it's all good. It's all, oh boy. Damn, I wish I would have seen that before that big outburst. See, this is one of the reasons I like when our audience brings up stuff, even if I'm not covering it, I'll be honest. I mean, is this starting a cup? The start of a cup? I mean, guys and gals, remember what we just talked about all day? Boom. If this is the start of a rounding of the bottom, and then you could almost identify a pattern that would start, right? You know what I'm saying is this could very well be the start of one of these patterns. You had the upward motion, swinging back, and now it's got to swing. Boom, swing, swing. Is it going to swing? Looks like it's starting to swing. If it breaks this next level, looks like it finished a short cup. Is it going to swing? It looks like it's starting. Now, from everything we've seen today, does this look like the start of a cup and handle? It's ironic that you'd pull this one up. So, the only thing I see here, though, if you're not looking at it from that perspective, I would always come back here. You got this low wick, and then you can see an uptrend that was started. Just in case this breaks down, at least we have a reference point of how far it has to go. I always like to get that out of the way right away. So that's your floor, basically. If it breaks the floor, uh-oh. Okay? Uh-oh. So now if we look at the formation, I mean, is it that handle? I mean, is it the cup? Maybe. But if we're just trying to diagnose from what we see in front of us, we just got to do this. Forget the handle, forget the cups, forget the fancy mumbo jumbo. We're just going to do old-fashioned technical analysis with the I don't know what the hell is going to happen. That's how we're going to approach this. So that's what you're looking at right now. You're looking at trying to see if we're breaking out, and this is the easiest way to tell. I don't know if I hit that perfectly or not. I don't think I did. And honestly, it's very important to hit this one kind of on the money. Because see, if I would have left it like that, it kind of implies that it was already breaking out. But because I put it where it was supposed to be, you see how it's kind of implying that we haven't quite broke out yet, and we're at that resistance point. So we need to get above this. And then absolutely, we could start talking breakout. That's what you're looking for, because if it pushes this, let me just show you for a sec. If it pushes out of Lunk, and you see how it's rounding, if it pushes out of this, let's just say this breaks out and then we come back and back test this and then we start swinging. Just look how this is going to add and evolve to this pattern. You know, this is just going to continue the rounding, and eventually it's going to, no, that's too far. Eventually, you can see how this would happen. It could start rounding this. I'm telling you, we could be looking at a handle or a cup in the making, and you caught it at the bottom somewhat. We could really be looking at a cup in the making. I don't want to speculate, but you guys can speculate. So that's what I see with Luna. I mean, long. Hopefully that helps. And then the Great Falling. I thank you so much for sending this stuff. What did you miss? You definitely need to watch this from the beginning. The Great Falling sent this, but he's got it perfectly encapsulated. If it breaks up out of here, 25 cents is the top of the cup. If it breaks out of the cup, I mean, I'm not speculating, but if it breaks to the next region, I mean, you could be talking as high as 78 cents. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'd be telling everybody to look at 25 cents realistically. 18 cents first tier to see if we can break out of this. But there's no doubt about it. We came in from a bullish perspective, broke down into a cup. Now we're made the handle. Now we're just waiting for the breakout. We've done everything we need to do here. So I'm XRP Future Millionaire. Thank everybody for tuning in. It's been a beautiful hour with each and every one of you. My voice just needs to rest. It's been fun going through so many cryptos. I thank everybody for the donations that sent them. And everybody who's part of Tom's Army, you mean the world to me, literally. More than you know, because you allow me to do this each and every day. And I hope that never comes a day where I don't have the ability to do this. And with the generosity from everybody in this audience, it would be hard pressed seeing those emoji badges that I wouldn't be able to do this. So the more badges you see, the better an audience, because it means we're getting the word around. So thank you, everybody. If you're looking to trade XRP or your favorite crypto, just look in the video description below, whether you're interested in leverage or spot trading. And I'll be putting more options down there. I'm going to put my FEMX stuff back down there because I still trade there and it works for me. But I'm going to give you all the opportunities that I use outside of Uphold, where you don't have to pay the exorbitant fees. And some people are outside the USA, so use your judgment, because you'll be able to use stuff that's banned now in the USA that I'm already signed up for, so I can use. But new customers in the USA wouldn't be able to. So remember one message. And honestly, some people have said it, and I've been thinking about making a shirt with the FUD stops here. Maybe put the XRP symbol somewhere, have my logo, so I don't know. But I know I need to have a shirt that says the FUD stops here. Because the bottom line is, in crypto, the biggest disaster for traders is the FUD. It just needs to end. And at least if there's one thing I can promise you, is it doesn't come into my community. And one of the reasons my community gets held back is because we don't buy into the FUD. We hit into the truth, and it hits people in the heart, the core, the minds. The truth always has a rumbling with people, especially if they're not being honest with themselves. The truth might come in and punch you in the face. That's why we don't play the victim here. We play the winner. The whole point of this is, if we make mistakes, we're going to correct them by never making that same mistake twice. And if we do the third time, it's going to be that much harder to make us fall for it again. Or if we don't recognize it in a pattern, it's going to be much harder for us not to recognize it the next time down. If we miss something, if we ended up losing out, part of our portfolio because we didn't recognize it in time, we cost ourselves an opportunity, a selling point, whatever. And ultimately, remember, we've got to be kind to each other, because in this world, we've got to be kind, positive, and loving. Loving is the key. If you have a loving heart and you have a loving nature and you care, and you genuinely care and give, the returns that you get are extraordinary. I can't explain it in just one update, but when you put out for people and they put out for you, and I'm not talking a sexual sense, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about genuineness. When people put out for you as you put out for them, it's a truly amazing thing, and that's what this audience does for me. Have a blessed evening, everybody, and don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen.